I'm proposing a senior citizen tour for the Super Bowls here on out. Stop trying to, make this all inclusive, because not everybody wants to hear rap during the halftime show. I don't mind seeing Mick Jagger at 100 years old, doing a little shimmy. I'd rather that than seeing a bunch of girls twerking all day, because I can see that every day of the week. Bring the 70 and 80-year-olds right now out of retirement. Let them perform. I don't need Kendrick. I don't need Dr. Dre. Bring back the old timers. For those of you in the uproar concerning the recent announcement of the 2026 Super Bowl halftime performer, I need you to take a deep breath. I need you to relax. Come down to earth. Everything is going to be okay. When in the Super Bowl history has there been so much noise concerning the halftime performers? Ever since Rock Nation joined forces with the NFL to implement more minority presence during the halftime shows, it's just been chaos. And I'm really trying to go back in the mental Rolodex and try to think of a time when it was this much hoopla concerning who the hell performs for 20 damn minutes. 30 the most. I get it. The Super Bowl is the most watched program, in the world. Whatever the quotables they like to give us, the cute quotables, I understand. Point being, when did it become such a big deal who performs at halftime? So aside from the normal football fan or sports fan who watches the Super Bowl, I understand the whole objective is to draw viewers who otherwise wouldn't watch the sport. So you're trying to get just randoms from all over the place to tune in for 3 hours and whatever, watch all the commercials, have pizza parties, drink beer, act a fool. I totally understand the spectacle. But who the hell cares about who performs? That's the bathroom break for most of us. That's the time for us to stretch and maybe discuss what happened in the first half. Maybe get on the phone with a buddy and just talk about what you witnessed. Start texting, start posting, whatever the whole new trendy thing is. No one cares. Was this a big deal in the 80s who performed during the halftime show? It wasn't. The only time I remember the halftime show being like such a big deal was when Michael Jackson performed. I want to say, based on what I'm finding here, I think it was 92, but I'm going to just check my resources. It was the 93 Super Bowl. So that was probably Dallas and Buffalo. And I just remember Michael Jackson being, again, early 90s. He was still a big thing. When I think back, perhaps the 1990s is when the advertisement dollars started to grow. Maybe more eyes were on the product. They tried to get bigger names. Totally understand. But is Bad Bunny a big deal? I don't care if he performs all his songs in Spanish for 30 minutes. I won't be watching. And if I do watch, it's going to be background noise. It doesn't matter. It's the product. I want to see a good product for 3 hours. That 30 minutes is going to be forgotten about. I know Rock Nation's objective was to implement more people of color during the halftime performance. Totally understand. But when you go back in history, there were plenty of black and brown people performing during the halftime show. Plenty. Maybe they didn't headline. Some did. Is it really a big deal? I'm looking back. We got Lenny Kravitz, Patti LaBelle. I already mentioned Michael Jackson. Boys the Men performed. Gloria Estefan. The list goes on. The list goes on. There was Teddy Pendergrass, a Teddy Pendergrass sighting at one point back in 1995. Diana Ross, Smokey Robinson, they've been there. What they're trying to do is implement this young culture. It's not going to work. The music is not timeless. And personally, I say let's go back to bringing the old heads. Bring the 70 and 80-year-olds right now out of retirement and let them perform. It doesn't matter. You're not going to gain new football fans by having the hottest, pop act during the halftime show. No one cares about Bad Bunny like that as far as football fans are concerned. We want good product on the field. We want an entertaining 3 hours. Again, during halftime, depending on the score, if I'm not doing well with my bets or I'm not interested in the game, I'm tuned out. I've changed the channel already. Bad Bunny doesn't make a difference. So I don't know what the hoopla's about. Do I like him? No. Does he have a couple catchy songs? Absolutely. Do I want to see his type, a guy wearing dresses performing? I don't want to see that. But we've had Madonna at these performances. We've had a lot of weird characters. And that's what the music industry is. It's just a bunch of gimmicks. A bunch of gimmicky people, who are trying to do whatever it takes to make a buck, and a lot of them sell their soul, and we're all privy to this now. So you don't have to support. Don't watch it. Turn the channel during the halftime show. Make it the lowest rating halftime show in the history if you're that turned off by it. Again, I don't care. I'm not watching, but I don't understand what the hoopla is. You got people saying it's demonic to bring him on. There's been, when I go through this list, think about the PDF files that we've had perform. Think about all of the weirdos we've had perform over the 50-year history, 60-year history of this sport, the Super Bowl, rather. Bring Phil Collins, if you ask me. Let him perform In the Air Tonight. That's a universal song. That's a feel-good song. Everyone from every, culture has heard that song once or twice. Bring back the old heads. A little senior citizen tour. Because it was less problems when you did that. No one complained. I don't mind seeing Mick Jagger at 100 years old, doing a little shimmy. It's cool with me. I'd rather that than seeing a bunch of girls twerking all day, because I could see that every day of the week, every minute of the day. I don't need to see that at the Super Bowl. Bring back the old heads. I don't care if they're in wheelchairs. But the Bad Bunny thing is not a big deal. It just isn't. Again, I'm turning the channel if I don't know any song. Just like I did when Usher performed. I didn't watch the whole performance. If I don't like the song, click, I turn. It's only halftime. I mean, how many of you guys really remember the halftime shows of 2 years ago? Kendrick is too fresh, so that was last year. But about 3 years ago, who remembers the performer? Might have been Usher, roller skating all over the place. That's the only reason I remember. But I remember Michael Jackson because it was iconic. I was maybe 12 years old at the time. It was iconic. I just remember the spectacle. And it was Michael Jackson. That's superstardom. And a lot of these guys aren't that. I'm proposing a senior citizen tour for the Super Bowls here on out. Stop trying to, make this all inclusive, because not everybody wants to hear rap during the halftime show. I can hear that. I hear that in the gym when I'm working out. I can hear that every day. Yeah, you want to honor some of our legendary hip hop artists. Totally get that. Totally with that. But when you think about the music, is that worldly music? If you're trying to attract the world, do you want, Travis Scott performing? Probably not. I don't care how popular he is here. Do you want him on that platform? Do you want Lil Wayne? Probably not. Remember, we're visual creatures. I may be more comfortable seeing old ass Mick Jagger than say Post Malone, tatted all on his face. And of course, a lot of us have tats, myself included, but I'm talking about the spectacle. You're trying to draw all types of audience. Do you really want your guys marked up like a 1980s New York City subway? Probably not. Bring old ass Madonna out here and her plastic surgery. Bring her back. Just celebrate the legends of old. That way no one cares, because we can get our fix with trendy music anywhere else today. There's no shortage in hip hop as far as like just a selection with our streaming and playlists that we create. We don't need to see it at the Super Bowl. The NBA will cover it. Major League Baseball will cover it. They've been more inclusive lately. Let the NFL keep the purity of the NFL with their halftime show. There used to be performances from college, bands when I'm looking at the old days in the 60s. They used to bring marching bands during the halftime. Bring the marching bands. Have a contest. The best marching bands of the country will perform at the Super Bowl. That's wholesome. That's innocent. It can, create some kind of nostalgia for people who used to perform, in high school and do the little cheers and the little cheerleading dances. Enough with trying to just make this bigger than life. The Super Bowl is what it is. It's going to be the same thing. It doesn't matter who performs at the halftime show. So if you don't like Bad Bunny, don't watch. If you don't want to hear a bunch of Spanish, don't listen. Yeah, he mentioned he wouldn't perform in the States anymore because of the whole ICE thing and blah, blah, blah. He's a hypocrite. We get it. Money talks. It's all a show, man. This is all one big show. The sooner you realize this, the easier it is to process and you can make decisions.